It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, on this episode, I am going back into the world of the Welsh musician REN. This is a musician that has absolutely rocked my world several times over the past few years. I first heard his music in March of 2023 when we heard Hi Ren. And it was one of the most original and visceral musical performances that I've still ever seen. And we've returned to Ren's amazing work 5 times since that first time that we heard Hi Ren, and his music continues to astound and impress. So for me, y'all, Ren's biggest strength as an artist, as I have observed him over these past few years, is his own unique point of view and his ability to tell really compelling stories through his language, through his musical sounds, and through these music videos, these absolutely compelling music videos where the bulk of it is just one shot, no cut, and he's actually performing as he's acting in the video. He's not only acting, he's performing his music as we watch, and it's these amazing camera angles and continuous shots, and it's just compelling, y'all. So for background, if you're new to Ren, he is an artist from Wales, and he is someone who has experienced a great amount of physical and emotional pain during his life. He has had illnesses where he was misdiagnosed for many, many years, and doctors were treating him for depression or bipolar disorder or chronic fatigue syndrome, etc., 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 until finally a doctor realized, it's Lyme disease that is affecting you viscerally. And so since that time, he's been receiving better care, and he's been able to do his music a little bit more. But since it's an autoimmune condition, it still continues to flare and affect his health at times. And so in his music, he's able to tap into these feelings of betrayal, of disillusionment, of knowing the system doesn't work, of people being resilient, of love through tragedy, love through extreme difficulty in life, and all of that stuff. And it provides just an absolutely fascinating prism that he uses to reflect the world around him in his music. And I've really, really been taken by his music that we've heard so far. So last summer, we reviewed Sunflowers, the prologue to this particular part of the story. And I had to go back and double check. I watched my video from last summer so that I could be reminded of the way that this story culminates and gets up to the point where we're going to rejoin it in today's video. So in Sunflowers, the prologue, we're introduced to Vincent and his monotonous life. He has found himself in a rut, and at the end of that particular installment, we see a visibly drunk Vincent stumble out of the bar into the night. And then right after that, in that same video, we also looked at Self-Portrait, which was another installment that Ren released just a few weeks later, last summer. And in that installment, it continues the story, and it actually acts as a sequel to his trilogy that includes Jenny's Tale, Screech's Tale, and Violet's Tale. Those are other stuff that we've listened to from Ren. And so we pick up right where we left off in this one as Vincent leaves the bar. So in this one, in self-portrait, he is sick of the same old shit. He is sick of the same old songs. He's sick of just everything. And he's disillusioned by his reality. He vows vengeance for those he thinks are responsible. And he ends up running into a couple while he's out in the streets late at night. And he picks a fight with the boyfriend. And when he hears police in the area, he picks up a broken bottle and he stabs the boyfriend with it. And then he runs off. Okay? So Richard is the cop. He's the copper who comes upon Vincent as Vincent realizes that he's been clumsy and that there's really no use in running. What kind of life is he going to go back to anyway, really? And so we hear during this confrontation with Vincent and Richard, the cop, that this is Richard's first day back on the job after being away on leave. And we hear that Richard himself is tormented by his own past, but we don't get any background into what that actually is. And as this installment, as self-portrait comes to an end, we see Richard, the cop, tackling Vincent and knocking him to the ground and arresting him and putting cuffs on Vincent. And so that's where it left us last summer, y'all. So fast forward to 5 days ago, REN posted a follow-up to this story, and his follow-up on YouTube is already in 5 days closing in on 1 million views. And I wanted to make sure that I got to it relatively soon, so I'm happy to get to it today. In this installment that we are going to watch today, y'all, we're going to hear the bedroom followed by Richard's tale. So maybe we're going to get a bit of Richard's backstory and learn what it is in Richard's past that has kept him from his police work and tormented him, and what's behind his actions and his reason for acting the way that he does. It's going to be really fascinating, y'all. REN's videos and his music always impresses, and it always leaves me wanting more. So I'm eager to get this one started. It is Vincent's Tale, starting with The Bedroom from REN. Here we go. That's A minor, sol, la, do, bom, bom, bom. We're gonna get a performance. Electric guitar, y'all. Check it out! Little whammy bar action. I did not know REN had this in his arsenal. We've seen him playing guitar, but not like this. Look at the camera angle. You're right in on his hands. A lot of pain in that solo. That is righteous.
And anger. Have you ever felt anger?
anger.
With nowhere to place it. Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated. Look for the new thing, always look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within, without, above, below. Same thing, wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane men living in insane terrain, contort insane brains that are kind of deranged, strange, without the factor of cause and effect. Factually, the man's a casualty of constant neglect. Let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother, pain, scars on her arm. Track march from the dragon, China white in the palm. Shooting up the birth canal, Vinny fell out like yarn. Tumbled out, himself unraveling, and that was the theme. Exceptionally average grade, sprayed with low self-esteem. From the fire to the frying pan, painting it green. When it's the cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny Vinny. He weren't ever good at hustling, shitty jobs that he was dead and stocking. Started a combustion, nothing. Pulled him out of debt, the debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The day repeats, the days are weeks a most short life. When the day's done, it's the same one. It's a repeat, it's a rerun. A deja vu religion, a foreboding of a prison. Whole Britain, Great Britain, how Britannia ruled the waves. We started out with intentions and we ended up like slaves. Drink to kill the tension, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living to
What helps you is what kills you when you're living to decay. His language is amazing. Hang on. While he's at a stopping point, I need to look and kind of read through and process all of that language. It's amazing. Amazing. And apparently the bedroom is a prison cell or some sort of facility where he is being monitored. He's either there because it's a psych ward or I think it's a prison cell. Anger. Have you ever felt anger with nowhere to place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected, and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated. That's one way to introduce himself. The insane thing is sane men living in insane terrain can turn insane. Brains are kind of deranged, strange, without a factor of cause and effect. Factually, demands a causality of constant neglect. That's his point of view. He was born in the dark, home birth to a mother painting scars in her arm. Yeah. And where else? Where else do we get? Shitty jobs that he was dead in. Shitty jobs that he was dead end stuck in started a combustion. Nothing pulled him out of debt. The debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The day repeats. The days are weeks. The weeks are most of your life. He's stuck in a rut and he has no idea how to break out. The only thing he knows are the things that he's observed that has continually just beaten him back. And he's not happy about it. So let's keep going, y'all. Here's Ren with more from Vincent's Tale and the Bedroom. Here we go. Take a drink. Take a few drinks. How is that a prison if he's got a flask? Is what I want to know.
And so it goes. Vinny starts to drink to let go. Soon he's drinking, cause when he don't drink, every day is a day on death row.
When he doesn't drink, so he feels like he's on death row. So we don't have to think mercy.
Good Lord, that's amazing. Taste bittersweet. When the spirit that's inside of him sinks in his teeth, And the months turn over, May to October. More days pissed than the days he spent sober. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder. Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice. Inhibition get loose by decision and taboos. When we're living for the booze. Who's who he lose himself to? 1, 2, many 1, 2, 3 shots down. Drown those sorrows up in London town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Fate comes full circle. Now it's Vinny Boy's round.
Now it's Vinny Boy's round. Okay. Like an A minor 9 chord? That's cool. So, as the months turn over, May to October, more days pissed than the days he spent sober. He's really drunk a lot of the time. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder, sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. Yeah. Drown those sorrows up in London town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Fate comes full circle. Now it's Vinny Boy's round. So I think that's where we are going to leave Vincent and move on to Richard. Because the rest of it, the lyrics that I have say this is Richard's tale, and it starts with something called Locked Up. So let's keep going, and I'm curious to see who Richard, the cop, is. So let's get going. Here we go. Okay, in the cop car. And there's Richard, that's the same dude.
Sirens start singing as the screws murder silence. Stand on my Miranda, my right to remain violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the law, they go to war with non-compliance. Locked up, Vinny been locked up since his mother knocked up. Kitty grew up fast, pulled his socks up, chop chop. Keep that credit top top. Time is money, tick tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop. Not particularly special, Vinny spent his life a vessel for the musings of the devil. Repetition caused some issues, turned a hide into a jackal. Building pressure in the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinny split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black ash, copper car lights flash. Red and blue kaleidoscope, some folks don't like that. Never mind, just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. The one that sells you sex as it pedestals virginity. The one where we elect these lying pests with God ability. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 1. Our boy spun his own web-fed tarantulas come like 9 to the 9 to the 9. Through his crimes timelines intersect. Richard's fate was designed.
So there he is, back at the scene.
Paint the picture, set the scene. It's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. The hands of fate, they touch and read. Siblings buried, blood it bleeds. Etched in Richard's memories. Thoughts a model, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absently. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself, and there's nowhere to go. When his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, raggedy, seen the plateau. When his popo went loco and woe so low that his mojo no mono rebound no yo-yo, and so the time it moved slow-mo. You see the case was never closed, cause the motive was confusing.
So Richard's at home
but his sister
drinking
was
too.
removed when the mother died in childbirth. But dying womb life brings the cycle of samsara. Always was quite amusing. Brother killed his sister, but the record seemed to show the brother never met his sister, didn't even know. So the tragedy was a catastrophe. The fate fucked up. Richard's losing sleep while his whole family's talked up.
I'll be darned.
The 5 stages of grief is a common psychological model, often used to provide reassurance to all those stricken by loss. For loss comes with a cost like frostbite, shockingly cold, paving the road to decomposure, decomposing your soul. 1. Denial, pretending for a while, reality retired, but everything is changing. Richie lost the will to smile, how to reconcile when murdering a child. The 2nd stage is anger, feel it bubbling the bile.
So he also has anger.
The hand that wrote the plan, if God is will that's good and grand, then damn we are all are damn forsaken by creation. revelation, revelations. Richard cannot stand the third stage is bargaining, begging God for second chance. Lord, I know it is a reach, but I'm begging on my knees. Resurrect the boy James, resurrect the boy Screech. I'll devote my life to thee, I will live a life of peace. Stage 4 is depression, that's a lesson taught in grief. Depression, demonic like possession, that feeds upon this spark for life. No water is refreshing, no sunlight brings him warmth, no sleep will ever bring resting. His guilt and doubt are oh so loud, the silence sounds so deafening. Depression, depression, the numbing of expression, the negative obsession, ruminating in oppression. Stressing is a lesson when your mind begins reflecting. That's stage number 5. 5 is acceptance.
Okay, and he's starting to move on. We get some piano. Loving wife.
Souls get shaken up. The road's never quite ideal. The slow rise, dust it off. And let me tell you something, Richie, man, I'm proud. Cause you pulled a stitch from the seam, the wound was open weeping.
It
felt like a regression, but that flesh was set for healing.
E flat minor to C minor, so like flip to E flat major.
Most demons are a fallen angel, truth has double meanings. Perspective disconnects the trauma, trauma turns to lessons. The biggest curse you'll ever face could be your greatest blessing. Remember, in the darkest times, no need for second guessing. No path is ever linear, a stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar of life's sorrow, and day follows day. There will always be tomorrow when it gets colder. Whatever, it's only weather. Rain feeds the crops, let them grow, think clever. I'm so fucking proud of you, Richie, my boy. I know you're itchy, my boy, to get to work and deploy. Serve and protect my don, in for the right reason. I know you think you've done wrong, but look at who you become. It's your first day at work, big man. Hold that head up high, my friend. Come on. We're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? On your first day. Back at work. And those were flashbacks to what we saw last time. Y'all! It's incredible. It really, really is. The humanity in the stuff that we just heard. And I pulled lyrics for Richard's Tale, and I didn't pull all of them. Hang on. REN, Richard's Tale lyrics. It didn't give me all of them, y'all. There's different... Okay. There's... There, it goes into like different little tracks, like this part, this part, this part, this part. There's Locked Up, then there's The Scene, then there's the 5 stages of grief, and then there's Acceptance. So let me go. I want to go to the 5 stages of acceptance. So that's where he's talking about 1, denial, 2, anger, depression. He's going through all of that. Then he gets to stage number 5. 5 is acceptance. And he's going through all of this grief. I want to go back and see if I can figure out what was the source of his grief. Paint the picture, set the scene. It's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. We remember that one, right? The hands of fate, they touch and reach. Siblings buried, blood, it bleeds. Etched in Richard's memories. Thoughts are muddled, troubled. Sleep takes a little time of absent leave. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow when the war is with yourself. Is Richard the officer that was on duty when tragedy struck Jenny and Screech? I didn't go back and listen to that one, y'all, so I don't remember. I don't remember the specifics of that story, but it's all connected. And that's the really cool thing about REN and his music. All of these characters seem to be interconnected. And it's just remarkable. Case was never closed because the motive was confusing. Orphan killed his sister, but his sister was removed. When the mother died in childbirth, the dying womb life bring the cycle of samsara. I don't know what that is. Always was quite amusing. The tragedy was a catastrophe. A fate fucked up Richard's losing sleep while his whole family is tucked up. So the family has moved on, but he was really struggling with it and went through those 5 stages of grief and counseling and all of that. And by the time we get to the end, he's ready to come back on the force. And what happens on his very first night? He runs into Vincent. And yeah, I'm still looking at more of these words, y'all. It's your first day at work, big man. Hold that head up high, my friend. Come on, we're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong? So as I'm looking at the lyrics here, it lists Vincent's Tale 2026. Maybe it's an EP. It's not a full album, but it lists 7 tracks. So the first one is Vincent's Tale, the prologue, Sunflowers, that we heard, right? Last summer. And then Vincent's Tale Self-Portrait is the other one that we heard last summer. And then we get The Bedroom, Vincent's Tale. That was the one from the prison where he was ripping up that electric guitar, right? And then we get 4 short tracks of Richard's Tale, Locked Up, The Scene, 5 Stages of Grief, and Acceptance. And that, I think, creates a little EP that he has put out, or that's available. But those 7 tracks are available in 3 YouTube videos for you to hear all of. So, like I said at the beginning, he leaves me wanting more. What happens next? Yeah, that was good. That was the next act. What happens next, Ren? I want to know what happens to Richard. And it also helps to sort of give a human perspective on multiple characters, right? A lot of times we see characters in a story as just the product of what they need to be. Are they the bad guy? Are they the good guy? Are they there to help solve an issue or not? They don't have as much nuance or background to them. We don't as much understand what their motivations are and why they are and where they come from. With Ren, he really delves into that stuff and he helps us to think about all of those types of things. And it's just darn fascinating, y'all. There was a couple of lines that really stuck with me, though. As we started Richard's portion of this, Ren says, "One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make laws, they go to war with non-compliance." And I saw that and I was like, that rings really true in America right now, y'all. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the laws, they go to war with non-compliance. Yeah, that just hit me right over the head when I saw that one, y'all, when I heard that one. Just amazing stuff, as usual. I'm curious to know what y'all think of this, and if you think I've missed anything, or did I misconstrue anything, because I want to make sure that I get the story as right as I possibly can. And just be here supporting Ren and looking forward to what he does next. So that's all we can ask of our artists, right? To enthrall us, to make us think, to improve us, to help expand our understanding, our empathy, and to get us excited about what's going to come next in the story. Can't beat it, can you? Well, when he comes out with more, I will be here, friends. I will be here and see if I can make some sense of it. But for today, I believe that is going to be all for me. I thank you very much for hanging out with me as we've been listening to brand new music from Ren as we continue on with Vincent's Tale. And we learned a little bit about Richard today, and that was pretty darn cool. So thank y'all for being with me. We will see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.